Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Gemini, tonight we have, yes, here comes the sun. We have that solar card. We have that bright revelation. I like to think of this card as being the great revealer. Is that always pleasant? No. Honestly, let's be real. It usually is not. If you are somebody who has been on a spiritual path, any kind of awakening, we all know it is very treacherous at times. So when we see this card, it is a happy one. Of course, it looks joyous, but also know that things that we maybe didn't think we would ever see, experience, find out about life, about people, we might be just completely surprised, I don't know. Maybe I just like something to be going on. So I'm always excited. I'm like, ooh, what little cockroaches are coming out today? All right, let's go ahead. We're going to turn the bowl. And we knock to be polite, not too loud. We're not the cops. All right, let's go ahead. I know I'm in a silly mood today. I hope you can deal with it because I really am on just this. I don't know. Yesterday was my first husband's birthday. He passed away when he was very young. He was 36, and I was in my late 20s. And so I have been resolved. It's been years since he passed away, over a decade even. And but it's still, I'm married. I'm married to a wonderful man now, and I have a beautiful child, and all the things that I could have ever wanted for. But yeah, when we lose somebody, it's hard. So I'm resolved to be joyous. I'm resolved to be silly, So here we are. So thank you for putting up with that. All right. Yes, Gemini, I am so happy to see you. Thank you for clicking on the reading. I've been thinking about you a lot. As my daughter is also a Gemini, and we're getting ready for birthday stuff coming up. So it's almost Gemini season. All right. So let's take a look. It looks like up here we're going to have some kind of good luck, and it involves the household. So this is like a thing where like all of a sudden you meet somebody that can replace all of your windows for like a decent price, and they're gonna do it well. Not a scammy thing, right? But really, or you meet somebody that maybe you've been looking for a roommate, right? And of course, especially when you're older, and you've lived with other people, it's like such a delicate balance within a household. So having a roommate can be a very anxious thing, especially if you're trying to find a new one. So this is an energy of you found somebody, or they found you, and it ends up being your new best friend. It's amazing living together. This is the kind of blessing that we're looking at here. And why am I saying this? Because it looks like a wishbone, also looks like the household. Okay, so I definitely feel like there's a lot of luck going on within the domestic realm. I love it. I love it. I love it. Nothing destabilizes my little heart more than when a house is in chaos. So that is a beautiful thing. We also have the deer kind of running, frolicking. Now the deer represents a spiritual being for me. That's my connection. to the deer. So I believe that you are spending a lot of your energy and time within kind of a spiritual community. Now, I'm not saying this is like an intentional living situation or even a formal like fellowship or something like this. But I do feel like you have been drawn to certain people in your life because you share spiritual interests or qualities, or maybe you work together on spiritual projects. Maybe you even have like a business together, or, whatever it is. But I see you spending a lot of time with this particular group of people in your life. And I feel like this is really going to add to that good energy that you have flowing through. It feels sunny. It feels like you're being recharged in the sun, right? I feel like you just absolutely have so much more energy and smiles, and you're waking up. You're excited about the day. All of that kind of just, like sunshine and smiles vibe. I don't know. It just feels good. Feels good. Okay, so we have the Sacred Heart up here, which is a symbol of agape. Agape is the belovedness we share with God or the divine, the cosmos. So you are really, I feel like, dwelling in that spiritual sector in your life. So when I see a lot of this kind of my whole attention is drawn towards this, it's like a heart that is swollen with love and faith and virtue and, and whatever that looks like for you, right? It's different for each of us. You don't have to be like prim and proper and traditional for you to have faith and conviction and virtue. Your virtues can be much different than somebody else's. So don't, I hope that you reserve the kind of rejection. She said faith. I'm not really one to, but we all have belief in something. I don't care if it's science. I don't care if it's your cats. I don't care if it's, gardening or the internets or, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I am not here to tell you what is right, what is wrong. Absolutely not. This is a place where I don't care if your higher power, your idea of the divine is, like Alan Moore, a sock puppet, right? Shout out to Alan Moore, the great author of V for Vendetta, The Watchmen, endless other, Swamp Thing. I don't even know why I didn't think of Swamp Thing. My favorite run of Swamp Thing was done by Alan Moore. He is also a really interesting chaos magician, maybe a Thelemite, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter, but yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a sock puppet, if it's a hugely popular deity, or maybe one that you have, come to experience privately on your own. You might not even have a name for it, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I feel you in this place. I feel this like you are in the cathedral of your heart. And I feel like this is a time in your life where you are reprioritizing, where you are reorganizing. You maybe have had a life change. I don't think that it necessarily was a negative thing, but this is something maybe akin to like your children moving out, right? They went off to college, or maybe they went and got their first apartment, or they're getting married, or, whatever it is. And this is a huge change of how we live, because we've been with, our kids for all these years, and, all of a sudden they're leaving or whatever. And yeah, we have to reprioritize our lives. We have to, look at our routines, what are we spending our time doing? Now we have all this extra time, what am I going to do with myself? And I don't see you being somebody who's just going to toil in that. Not at all. Now we also have, it looks like the letters T-R-I. T-R-I. I don't know. Try, I guess. What else? We have a bird. And it looks like a dove carrying a flower. So we have peace. Not only do we have this faith, we have this excitement, we have, you know, really kind of resorting things, but we have peace as well. I feel like maybe for the first time in a long time, you've had these moments of just ease. Like you don't feel like, where am I supposed to be right now? Am I running late? Did I do that thing? I forgot. Oh, did I, you know, that feeling, that stress, that, you know. Today I did that. I was like, did I forget my daughter's jacket when I was dropping her off? Of course, it's like 80 degrees outside, but, you know, I live in a place where it snows and it gets cold, and some days it will drop like 40 degrees. So I do have some reason to be like stressed about, does she have a jacket or not? On the other hand, I can use my common sense and see that, like, it's pretty warm. It's not going to rain today. So I think we're all right, you know? And so going through a period of time where these kinds of moments start to kind of disappear and you're just kind of cruising, you're having fun. You're like, okay, this problem came up, let's deal with it, or let's not, you know, whatever it is, right? And to feel okay in not being overly reactive to things. And I think that's pretty awesome. All right, let's take a look over here. We have, it looks like the name Ava or Eva. We have try again, T-R-I. I don't know. Maybe it's a fragment. We also have the bull's head. Ooh, we have a Taurus that's saying they love you. So Taurus head here, you and a heart. So this is somebody coming through to tell you they love you. Who is your Taurus person? Is it feels masculine, but maybe because it's a Taurus, I'm just perceiving it that way. It looks like maybe somebody who was into writing, but also kind of a very performative type of person. And the word owl comes up for some reason. Maybe they really liked owls. But I do feel like this person is kind of in your orbit right now. You've been thinking about them. Maybe it's the anniversary of their passing coming up or their birthday. But I want you to know that they recognize that you have been thinking of them and they are with you. Absolutely. Okay, we have 3 lucky numbers. Number 82. Whoop. Number 30. Number 57. All right. And then we're going to end with our indigo sage affirmation cards. And I'll just flip through, stop where it feels right. Ooh, we got the palm tree. Awesome. And it says, number 8, you are deeply loved. Be silently present with old trees. Earth has magical energy for your healing. Earth has magical energy for your healing. All right. Well, Gemini, I want to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you for spending this time with me. It is such an honor. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I want to tell you again, please take care of yourself, and we will talk in just a few days. All right. I love you, I love you, I love you. I swear I had a question for Gemini. Well, that's the thing. Yes, what are you doing for your birthday? And as a Gemini, what did you like doing when you were a kid for birthdays? What was like your big thing? because I know that not all Geminis are the same, but I am trying to suss out, like, what is my daughter really going to be into? I think we're going to do some swimming and maybe a little camping. She likes the out of doors, and we live rural, so we're in nature quite a bit. So I thought these would be nice things. But I would love to hear, what were you into? What did you like to do as a kid? Did you have any really cool parties, like where you had like the theme you wanted? I had Dick Tracy. If you remember that weird movie, it was out in the 90s, early 90s, I think. I had a Dick Tracy party. And I also had a Batman party, I remember, when I was really young. And so those were like my favorites. I also remember my brother had a party where my parents hired one of those like super Fugazi like characters that like a person dresses up as a character, but it's like the knockoff one. And I remember us going outside, and it was some dude just like hanging out outside having a cigarette with my mom and dad, and we were like, what the heck is this? I remember that being like a very profound moment. All right, anyways, Gemini, I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me. We'll talk soon. Good night.